everyone and welcome to another video. Today's video I'm talking about rereading books because everybody loves rereading books. I'm sorry, we all do. We all love delving back into a story that we already love and trust, and I'm going to be just going through some books that I want to be reading or am planning on rereading this year. So let's get into it. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button and comment down below letting me know one book that you want to reread as well. So let's go and let's see if you recognise any of the books in this video. Starting off, the book which I've only finished rereading, and that is Song of Princes by Janelle Rhiannon, book 1 in the Homeric Chronicles. This is ancient Greek mythology meets Game of Thrones style novel. It is new adult, so it is for a more mature reader, as there are some more mature scenes, which is obviously fantastic. But I absolutely love this series, and I've been wanting to reread this one, especially since I'm currently reading its sequel, and I just absolutely love that ancient Greek twist with the Game of Thrones style writing and vibe. It's really well loved, and a lot of people who read it also just completely compliment the author for her amazing writing, as do I. So if you want to read this book, go to the link down below and you can download your free copy today. Next, I want to reread Fallen by Lauren Kate. The reason why I want to reread it is because I recently watched the film, which was really awful, but I do remember that whole nostalgia of reading this series and being completely in love with that urban dark fantasy vibe, and I'm going to be reading this one soon. In fact, the whole series I want to reread, just for that kind of bring back those memories. Bring back the memories. I liked this series. I mean, it's cheesy, it's love orientated, but I did like it when I read it, so it was okay. It was okay, but I want to reread it. Next, I want to reread Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, because I want to kind of get into the rest of this series, but I'm going to most probably end up waiting until the third and final book in this series comes out, the Dark Artifices trilogy, which isn't coming out to 2019, I believe. I'm going to wait and read it then, but then again, I might just wait till Cassandra Clare stops writing in this universe and then reread them all again, because I just feel like my mind is not holding on to any of the storylines. I know the main plots and the premises, but I need to just reread them all, quite frankly, but this is definitely one I definitely need to reread, so Lady Midnight. Next, I want to reread a book, again, just for the pure nostalgia, and that is Beautiful Creatures by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. When I read this story, I started BookTube all those 4 years ago, and I want to reread it and go back into that mindset when I was there reading about Lena and Ethan's story. I loved the film, kind of, actually, don't quote me on that one, because I did like the film, but had some problems. So yeah, I want to reread this series just for that whole magic system in that very southern town. I love this series so much, so I'll be rereading it soon for sure. And I just, again, love the cover. These covers always just, I love so much. Another book I want to reread, and that is the Throne of Glass series, just the whole series. Again, I absolutely loved it when I reread it, when I read it for the first time last year, but I think I'm going to reread it next year when the final book comes out. I'm also going to get the Kale book that's coming out. Is it, so I can't remember the name, Tower Guard or something like that, but I'm going to buy that one, but I'm going to read that one next year when I reread the whole series. I've already decided that is my plan, that is what I'm going to do. So yeah, Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. I'm so excited. I loved this series so much. Of course, another one I'm going to reread this summer is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is the first book in the duology, and I am loving the Grisha world. You all know I love the Grisha world so much. I love Shadow and Bone, and I loved Six of Crows when I read it, but I read Six of Crows in one sitting, and it's a big book, and that means I rushed it, and that means I can't remember all the fine details. So I need to reread this one before I get onto Crooked Kingdom, which I'm taking on holiday with me at the end of this month, so stay tuned for a video about my TBR. But yes, I'm definitely going to be reading this before you guys know it. I can't wait to get back into the Grisha world. It's one of my favourite universes ever written. Leigh Bardugo is an absolute goddess. I love her. Next, I want to reread the Sweep series by Kate Tiernan, because it's just a series I absolutely loved, every single aspect to it. This is a bind-up of 3 stories, and there's 5 books, each a bind-up of 3 stories. I just want to get back into this. I love the characters, I like the way the stories all link together. I just love the complete depth of this whole series. The Sweep series blew me away when I bought it in America and read it when I came back, so again, it will remind me of going back to America, but it'll also be such a nice, interesting read, and I always look at it around October time and just get that urge to read it, so I think I might end up reading it this year, this autumn. We'll see. And last but not least, Harry Potter. I just really fancy getting back into this world. I've read this series once, and I remember when I read it, I loved it, and that was way before BookTube, and I was obsessed with it. I was always watching the films, and I loved the films. I could watch the films, but I don't desperately want to watch the films. But I know that if I read this series again, I'd be so immersed in this world, and it will just revive my deep set love for it. So I'm looking forward to getting into this one and this entire series very soon, hopefully. I'm not too sure. Yeah, J.K. Rowling, she's the ultimate reread, isn't she? Really, everyone rereads her, everyone loves rereading her, and I'm just so ready to reread her properly, sit down in my room, and not move for a week, and just read the whole series. That's the plan. So there you have it, they're all the books I want to reread. I will leave the necessary links down below. Don't forget to go and download your free copy of Songs of Princes by Janelle Rhiannon. And apart from that, comment down below letting me know, of course, a book that you want to reread, or if you've reread any of the books I've already mentioned in this video. And apart from that, I'll see you all again for another video very soon. Bye bye!